Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to a new LEGO train set. I do need to change that actually because this isn't LEGO. So, in the UK where I live, there is a retail company called Wilko's. They're a hardware store and they kind of sell a bit of everything. They're like the general goods store from like Skyrim basically. So they have their own toy department and they also have their own Lego brick company sort of thing, and they call it Blox. And recently I discovered this. So if I show you what the box is, this is the train station with engine, bridge, kiosk, whatever that is, and figures. So it's supposed to be the building. I don't know, I've never actually heard that word before, kiosk. And that's the second time I've ever said it, okay. But I saw this and I thought, that's quite interesting, you know, it's a different set, it's something new, might be worth giving it a go. I looked at the price tag, £22, and I was all up for that. Yep, so you get a train, a coach, and a full, and I mean, this is a massive station, for £22. Whatever the regional equivalent is, I'm not sure, you'll have to do the currency conversion in your own time, but for that money, I couldn't say no. So this is actually really interesting. Putting this together was a bit fun. The locomotive and the passenger car are disappointing, but I don't want to get into those just yet because there is a lot for me to talk about. So let's get the station itself done and over with. This is pretty damn impressive. So it's a big station, as you can see here. The track pieces do match the Lego one, so if I were to get a piece of Lego track here, I could connect it. One-handed is a bit difficult, don't worry. It can work, I promise. There we are. So it matches the connection very easily. It can be taken off pretty easily as well, especially by just turning it to the side. They are in black as well, which is a bit weird. I mean, grey, I can understand. Like a brown, I've seen brown with other companies as well. But black? I don't know. I don't know if that's a thing anywhere. If it is, then let me know. But I've never seen black rails anywhere. The sleepers, probably, yeah. But the actual rails themselves, no. So another thing you've noticed, that one platform is much wider than the other. I don't know why, it just is. I suppose that's one sort of, what's the word, to incite you to want to buy another one. And given the price, I nearly did. But that's not a problem right now, let's just get into the station, let's not get too distracted. So going on to this side, it's actually, it can work. I mean, this is the sort of thing where if you had another railway line going along here, you get off this one, you go onto that one, and then you're golden. Another thing I think I should point out is the minifigures that you get with these as well. So this is just one of them. I'm not going to get all the other ones because I do have them set up in their own special way. We'll get to see them later on. But you have to put the arms onto the hand bits onto the arms, you have to put the arms onto the torso, you have to put all the leg pieces together. Every single separate piece has to be put together by you. And it is a bit difficult, has to be said, but it's interesting to see it built that way. Seeing some bodies like this as well, you know, some simple suits, you know, they gotta know what they're doing. I suppose they've done some research into this. But it's definitely a lesser quality. If I were to get a Lego minifigure, here we are, you can see differences already. But I'm not ultimately fussed about this because any of the special minifigures that I get, I'm just going to keep with this set, so they just stay there. I'm not going to be putting them anywhere else, obviously. I do love some of the details that have gone into this. So just before we progress, you saw these two signs at the end of the platforms. One for taxi and one for a bus. Why, as you know, they're both like one on each platform. Why would that be the case? I don't know why. I suppose they would make more sense if they were on the same one, because, you know, you can have like buses lined up along there, taxis lined up along there, or something like that. I don't know. You could lay it out to however you want, but it makes more sense to have them both on the same platform, personally. Hell, you could even have them along there! Oh, that makes a lot more sense now. Oh, let's do that. Okay, let's put them both there. We do it that way. There we are. This, I believe, was a map. It's facing backwards to me, so I can't quite... Oh, well, it's supposed to be. There's actually no stickers with this set. Any details are print-on details. So you can see there it says maps and information, but the bricks are blank. Oh dear. That's not really getting anyone anywhere. I suppose if you have your own stickers, I mean, there are a lot of people nowadays I've seen like making their own stickers and printing on their own bricks. So yeah, I can understand if you're gonna have a certain buyer in particular will see this and they go, oh, I can personalise my own train station. I think this is definitely the sort of one for it. Especially up here as well. Wouldn't that have anything on there? This is one of those tiles that has... Hang on, so I'm going to try and restate that. So we've got one of these. Yeah, the ones that point sideways as well. And there's a 1x4 tile connected to it. And that's just there. Wouldn't that say anything like, now arriving so-and-so train from wherever? Because that's blank, it makes things a bit more difficult to try and understand where everything is. Don't know if you've don't know if you know this, but I don't actually go out often, so this is a bit weird. But yeah, I think that should say something as well. There are a few of these around, however. Ticket booths. It's a bit difficult to see because of the lighting, I do apologise. So you can probably see on the bottom, there we are. Along the bottom it says tickets, and it's just built up a little bit more with some red details there, and I think that looks really nice. No need for any stickers or anything like that. I think that's just fine as it is. There's another set there. But yeah, it's simple details, but it's simple enough where it can work. I like that. The best detail about this, by far, is not the ladders, but the steps. My brain is falling apart. Let's move them out of the way. There we are. So, these bricks are actually really cool. These are like upside down, like inverted slope bricks. And they've kind of built it in a way where you would build these on top of each other to continue going upwards. There are bricks, like you see, there's a big white one behind it to keep it all supported. But it's good. I think that looks really good. There's another set of inverted slopes along there. Well, there's one there as well. We've got one there as well. I don't know if LEGO have those bricks. I'm pretty sure they do. But it's a good brick, and I like how well, I wouldn't say an independent, but a smaller company that's learning on things is picking up bricks like this, and they're actually making them. So that's very good. I'm pleased with that. The steps on this side are obviously a lot thinner, and these are the traditional 2x2 upside down slope bricks. But the I don't know if, what would you call this? It's not the back, but I don't know if you would call that the front either. If I try and do a side view, there we are. You can see how this area dips down by one tile piece. So you can use that bit to fill the gap there. But I think having bricks like that isn't really necessary because it only complicates things more. It would have been better if they just had the traditional inverted slope brick, because that way it would have the studs actually exposed and you could put your minifigures onto that. So I think that would be a lot better if that was the case, but sadly it's not. I think it kind of looks nicer in a way as well, where you've got the tile bricks just going downwards because it's smoother. It kind of looks a bit more elegant. If I turn this around, you can see all the supports. It's not anything fancy, but it doesn't really need to be. It's good enough for me, it works, I'm happy, and I like it. You can barely get trains under here. If I... what can I show off? Okay, I've got one of my coaches to hand. So here's a coach. There we are. Just something. There's not a lot of clearance between the roof of the coach and the ceiling of the archway. I do have locomotives that are a lot taller, so this is going to be very limiting for only some of my trains and some rolling stock for my railway. Now we can move... Oh, hang on, not yet. We've got the gift shop as well. So I may as well show you that anyway. The train that it comes with barely makes it under itself. So this is the coach. The train is the exact same height, so that's fine. Look at how much clearance is there. There's almost none. It's ridiculous. Ay, ay, ay. At least it fits though. I mean, it'd be a bit daft if they made it and they try to put it under. It's like, oh, it doesn't fit. Oh well. Well, they got that going, so that's something. Now then, this is the actual station bit itself, the station building. It's a bit of like a gift shop sort of thing than anything else. There's a window here, which doesn't actually have, you can see I can put my finger through, there's no actual like glass pane sort of thing there. So I'm assuming, because there's only one seat, so is he supposed to turn around and offer for the tickets? I mean, there's ticket booths there, so why would that work? That's not me placing there randomly, that's where it's supposed to go according to the instructions. By the way, of which I cannot see. They might actually be in the box. I'll have a quick look before the video ends. There are these little... Oh, okay, since that one fell off, let's use this one. So we've got some shelves with some colourful bricks on them, and these are just supposed to represent some products, like toys or whatever else, like train toys. If you went to the Steam Museum over in Swindon, as you go in, like just before you get, like, you give them the ticket to say, yeah, we want to go into the Steam Museum, if you turn left, there's this massive gift shop, and it's all toy trains, basically. And I think that's what this is supposed to be, and I think that works. It's definitely more colourful, and it's bringing it more to life. So if we just took those two out, you can see it looks a bit more boring. But just by adding these two back in, it makes it more alive. Very nice indeed. And, as I mentioned earlier, we can see some more of these minifigures. You've got a worker in some overalls, which is probably one of the engineers. We've got a person behind him in a tie, and I would imagine he's the one who sits behind the desk. And one of our passengers in a bunny top. This is a female passenger, you can tell by the hairpiece. Not very distinguishable, but not a problem either. Our other passenger was over here. An old man. And I think this is probably one of the better torsos that they've made. Some of the other ones that you've seen have been quite simple, but you can see some shapes on the front, you can see where the buttons are down the middle, and I think that looks really nice. Still of a lesser quality to the Lego minifigure, obviously, but very good indeed. That's a station. That is a bloody good station. Compared to the sizes of some of the past ones Lego have made, they're getting past. I mean, they need to do a bit of catching up. Let's move that to the side. Actually, I might just turn it around and kind of just keep it there. Here we are. We're going to the passenger car and the locomotive. These are interesting. There is one brick in particular I would love to show off in a moment that really caught my attention because it's very different and it's very exciting to be able to use them in the future. Let's keep it to the side for now. So this is the locomotive. It's like a diesel sort of thing. I picture this to be like Daisy from the Thomas and Friends series, where she's like a diesel and a passenger coach all built together. You can definitely find out ways to, because they don't use magnets and they use this sort of clip system, which I think is a lot better because the magnets can sometimes be unreliable and they don't want to really jump into using magnets just yet, so again, understandable. You can open up the roof upwards like this to be able to get inside, which I think is a very good idea. There are 6 seats and that's it. No driver terminal, no console for the driver or whatever else, again, just seats. I suppose you would hope this thing is alive like Daisy, that way she'll do the driving. There are 3 windows and 2 doors on each side. And again, there are no stickers. This is printed on, thankfully, cross-country rail. Works for me. Something simple again. This is their first Lego train set rather. So they're not going to try anything too complicated. Very good. It's got the yellow stripes going across, and that looks really nice. It adds some more detail. Again, it's shown that they actually want to do something good with this set. It's not just some cheap, you know, throw something together. It's 8 studs wide as well. I don't know if anybody picked up on that before now. This set is, this train rather, is 8 studs wide. Something that Lego very rarely do. I don't think they've ever done that besides Emerald Knight. Even that's only 7 wide. Oh dear. A lot of professional train builders nowadays go for 8 wide building because they can get more details in, and I've done that with a few of my models as well, so I could definitely say yep, it's a good idea. We'll move that to the side now and get to the passenger car, which is basically the same thing as the train but just smaller. The wheels again, so the wheel bogies, I may as well show you what the wheels look like. Look at these wheels, they're different. That's very exciting. So if I'm gonna have to take this apart a little bit. Hang on. Oh, come on, focus. There we go. So this is one of the wheel bricks. It's an individual wheel. It's 4 studs long, and it's a bit taller than the traditional Lego wheel. The wheel itself, as you can see as I turn it, actually has spokes on it. That is very cool. This is quite exciting as well because it's a different brick. It will allow me to try out different models in the future. This, I don't see this model staying together as it is because it's low quality and yeah, I mean, some of the bricks I can definitely put together to better use. And it's nice to have some more doors and some more windows. The cross-country rail can definitely be put to a better use as well. So that's something. These wheels have the 4x6 bogie thing going on. And they just attach to this 8x8 with holes in it. It's one of those... You know, there we are, you can see all the holes in it. It's not really ideal. But for trying to capture that 8 wide look and keep the model sturdy as well, I suppose that can make sense. One last thing I need to point out, because they're basically the same with fibre to lift this up, you can see seats inside again, very empty. But my brick is warped. You can see in the corner there where it's been warped in on itself, and it bends in on the side as well. That is not good at all. That should not have been shipped with this product. I don't know who okayed this, but they need to know that that's not good. Right, my camera just decided to have an argument with me, and the light that I was using has been turned off, so that would be a good time to wrap up the video. So, I don't know how much of this got in, but I mentioned the warpage, which was a bad thing, but whoever okayed it should not have let it go in. So, ultimately, despite that's probably the only bad side about this set, is obviously their first train set, they're getting into this, and it's a good set for the money. It was £22. Yes, I would absolutely buy another one if I wanted to in the future. I don't recommend buying more than one, but if you're starting out LEGO trains for the first time, there's no problem whatsoever in getting a second. It's not the smoothest ride, again, I must confess, but if you were to get a second one, you could get another coach going, you could make the second platform a lot wider. It would be just a much greater experience, but that's obviously down to you. Right, I'm going to have to end this here because my camera's probably going to die now. Thank you all ever so much for watching. This has been pretty cool, actually. I want to see some more train sets from Wilko in the future. Thanks again for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you all in the next episode. Bye.